Hello and good evening, everyone. Good evening. Trust you're doing great. Good afternoon, good morning, depending on the part of the world you're in. And welcome once again to another training on the Redefined Teens and Youth Skills Conference. I would like to know if you're online, do well to let me know if you can hear me well and if you can see me well. And today we are definitely going to have another amazing time. You know that we have not been playing small with our conference and with our trainings. And today we have another professional to take us on LinkedIn optimization. So if you will know that you are going to the professional space, this is just a session you must not miss. Welcome, welcome, welcome once again. And we are starting just in a few seconds. Okay, welcome. Right now, I'm going to read the profile of our facilitator and then we start. We have Oladoto Ajayi in the house, in the building. Okay, yeah. LinkedIn Optimize. Welcome, Taiwo. Welcome, Rebecca. It's so nice to have you here. Welcome. Okay. So, who is Oladoto Ajayi? Oladoto Ajayi is a 400 level nursing student of Ladoke Akitala University of Technology. He is a change maker, community builder, and an impact nerd who has over time developed a passion for young people to get into personal development and put themselves out there to realize their potentials. He's the co-lead of a project and an organization at Students on LinkedIn. He has mobilized sessions on LinkedIn, which has impacted about 3,000 plus students and young professionals across 20 countries to get active on LinkedIn. He has worked with several teams like TEDx, Outprice, ISEC, and a lot of other organizations. He's the official student ambassador for Circle Up, a social networking app in Canada that seeks to bridge the gap between students in different countries. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me today, our facilitator on LinkedIn optimization, Oladoto Ajayi. Welcome,
All
so
right.
nice to have you here, so nice to have you in our midst. And we are so happy, and we know that we are definitely amazing. So yes, you have the floor.
All right. So thank you very much for the invite. I'm so excited to be speaking to young minds like myself because this has been my passion for a very long time now. So it's a very great privilege and honor to be speaking to people on this platform. So basically, this evening, I'm going to be discussing with you how you can maximize LinkedIn for career opportunities, how you can position yourself so very well, and how to optimize your profile to a standard that people would actually want to look up to and want to probably work with you or partner with you on any projects that you're trying to run. So basically, let's get started. Yeah, I hope you can see my screen very clearly. Is my screen very clear enough? Hello, can you see my screen very clearly?
Yes, you can see your screen.
All right. All right, thank you very
We can
much.
see.
So first, all right, thank you very much. So first, I would like to start by sharing my story of how I started on LinkedIn, right? So I got on LinkedIn in the year 2021, and when I got on LinkedIn, I really did not have a specific role I was going to play on LinkedIn because I was not able to niche down owing to the fact that I never really knew what was going to be done on LinkedIn. I just wanted to be there because so many people on my timeline, so many people on my network are quite present on LinkedIn, right? So after a while, I realized I needed to do so much for myself and for the community, and I decided to launch into social impact, which has had so many ripple effects presently, right? So I decided to niche down, and I collaborated with a couple of my friends, and I co-founded Students on LinkedIn. And what we do on Students on LinkedIn is that we help students and young professionals maximize LinkedIn for career opportunities, right? And that has over time gotten so much ripple effect from people into the fact that we've been able to help thousands of students maximize and navigate LinkedIn for their career opportunities. So I'll be sharing practical steps on how we can go about getting an optimized profile. And along the line, I'll be sharing my story of how I have been able to get on LinkedIn and do quite well with the things that I have been doing on the platform. So, yes, this is my profile. I really hope you can see this very clearly. Can you see my profile very clearly? Hello? Can you see my profile very clearly? I really hope you can see this very clearly. But nevertheless, I'll start by, explaining what this is all about. So first, this is my
Can
profile.
you
You can see
confirm?
my. You said?
Yeah,
Can you see this very clearly?
you are good.
I can't hear you well. Sorry.
Yes, you can see your profile.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So yes, this is my profile. I was supposed to share a slide, but I feel that sharing practical steps on how you can do things would go a long way instead of me sharing slides that would just teach you on the things to do. But this is going to be as practical as possible, right? Because I really want you to understand the interfaces and the nitty gritty on how to navigate the platform. So this is my profile, and this is a very integral part of your LinkedIn profile, owing to the fact that once people get on your profile, this is what they see first, right? Your profile picture needs to be a very good one, a very good headshot from a very good photographer, because you need to communicate your values with your picture to people that are seeing your profile. That's the first impression people have of you, right? And that goes a long way in you establishing yourself as a brand, and people get to know the person that is associated with the account, right? So that's very, very, very important. And your cover photo is also very important. You can see what I inscribed on my cover photo. We can do great things from a small place. Yes, that's a very big word for people, right? You need to be able to communicate what you are doing and your aim and your goals on your cover photo. It can be that you're a graphic designer. It's no big deal if you can put I do graphic design for people, for business owners. You can also specify through that and ensure that your niche is very much more specified by telling people what you do on your cover photo, be it graphic design, be it cover photo, sorry, be it content writing, be it um, research writing, whatever it is that you feel like you found interest in, you can as well put that on your cover photo. It goes a long way telling people what you are all about and the things that you are doing. So yes, now going to the headline, right? You need a very good headline that is captivating to your audience and to the people that will be visiting your profile, right? If a business professional, you can put business professional on your headline, and you can also communicate your values through your profile, right? Through the headline, right? You should try as much as possible to ensure that the things that you'll be putting on your headline are things that are aligned with your value, right? You can see mine. I put nursing student, community builder, social impact and innovations, co-founder students on LinkedIn, and entrepreneurship. So this has been centered around all of the things that I do, and there is practically no how you visit my profile and if you're interested in working with me, you'd probably want to probably send me a DM and just make few inquiries about the things that I do, right? So let's click on this pencil icon here, right? Yeah. So this is where you are going to edit your intro on LinkedIn, right? And this also goes a very long way on your profile. You need to be very intentional about how you try as much as possible to optimize your profile, because all of these things are very vital to your success on LinkedIn, right? So you can input your first name, your last name, then your additional name if you want. That's if you want people to identify you with a particular name. Then your headline, what I just talked about, is that you need to be able to communicate your values to people, right? Just in single words, in just a few words, you should be able to captivate your audience and the people that are visiting your profile with your headline, right? If you're a business professional, like I've said, you can put that you help business professionals maybe land their first gig or land their first international jobs on your headline. And it's also very important for students to be on LinkedIn because um, you get to meet several professionals in different fields, and that alone can help with the training mindset for yourself, right? And that's to the fact that we need to be very intentional about your headline and your LinkedIn profile. So also your current position, you can see what's in mind, a founding member of students on LinkedIn, right? And that's one of the major things that needs to be on your profile, right? You need to be able to ensure that the places that you've worked or your current positions are on top of your profile, right? In your job description, in your experiences, you need to be able to add things that people will see and they'll be like, yes, this person is someone that we are going to like to work with, owing to the fact that you've been able to show that you're a person of value and they've been able to see your track record and the things that you've done on your profile. So, yes, your education, very important. You should try as much as possible to add where you're currently studying. If you're studying in New York, if you're studying any university all over Nigeria or in the world, you can do well to add your educational experience there, because there's practically no institution in Nigeria or outside the country that are not LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is a platform you need to be on, because most of the professionals you're trying to chase or the career you're trying to build can be patterned and modeled towards people that have gone far ahead of you. And that's why you need LinkedIn to connect with them and learn from them also. So, yes, if you want your education to show on your profile, you can as well click. And if you don't want it to show, you can just take the click off, right? Then your location, your city, your contact information, very important. So you can click on edit contact information to see all of the things that you need to edit, right? This is your profile URL, right? Which is also a very vital part. Your email, you should as well add your email, then your phone number and address if you want, then your birthday. If you have a personal website, you also add your personal website and all of that. So that's quite very important. And ensure that you save, right? So that's a very vital part of the things that you do. So yes. Okay. So now let's move to some more integral parts of your profile, right? You can see this icon here, which is open to, right? If you are finding a new job, ensure that this icon finding a new job, you click on it and ensure that you put that on your profile. If you are providing services, if you have maybe like a writing skill that you want to offer to people, like if you want to offer services to people, ensure that you click on this providing services and fill all of the details on it, right? Because it's a very important thing to do, and you need to be very intentional about how you um, do things on your profile, right? And this is hiring. If you're a professional recruiter, you can as well click on hiring and input all of the details that they'll be needing from you, because it's very, very important and vital as to how people perceive you on your profile. So this is the creator mode. Ensure that your creator mode is on, because one thing creator mode does is that it helps you tailor your content across the things that you do. Let's click on it. So this is the creator mode, right? You get to set out the topics that you are interested in, and you also get to, sideline and streamline the things that you do to a particular number of hashtags, right? And that's a function of who you are and what you do and the things that you are doing are centered around. You can see mine: startup, community leadership, social impact. Those are the four basic things I'm really very passionate about, and I want people to see that I'm very passionate about it. And if you're an individual that would like to also create events on LinkedIn, you need to be able to turn your creator mode on, right? You can see the creator tools here, right? Stuff like LinkedIn Live, audio event, newsletter, follow link. That's a very vital part of your profile because people want to see that you are a person of value and you're also willing to, give value to them, right? Because all of these creator tools that are listed here are very important for creators on this platform. And it has helped so many people with the things that they do. So okay, these are the analytic tools on my profile. Yes, this is also very important, right? Okay, for the past 7 days, I've had 12,000 plus impressions, right? These are the number of people that have seen my post, right? People that have just seen my post alone, right? And these are the total number of my followers: 20,518 followers. It has grown by 1.2% in the past 7 days. Profile views, past 90 days, I've had 3,000 plus, and my search appearances this week has been 932, right? So you need all of these things in your creator mode to be able to monitor the things that you are doing on your profile and how well you can, streamline all of the things that you are doing. So yes, let's move on to the next step. So yes, this is the about session. Your about session should communicate what you've done in the past, the things you are currently doing, and what you aim to do in the future. Because once people visit your profile, one of the major things that they see in your profile is your about section, and that tells them so much about you, right? And you also need to be able to communicate your values through your about section too, right? You want to be able to tell them the number of people that you've helped, um, the things you are currently involved in, and how it can be a benefit to them too. So it goes a long way doing all of these things, and you need to be very intentional about writing your about information too, right? So yes, that's that about that, and let's move to the next step. All right, so these are my experiences on LinkedIn, right? These are my experiences on and off LinkedIn, right? I've been able to ensure that um, all of the things that I do are centered around the things that I'm very passionate about, and it has really helped my journey, and it has also helped how far and how well I've been able to get established on the platform. So yes, you need to be able to update your experiences according to how far and how well you have worked, right? And you can always add your experiences with this plus icon here. You can see add position or add career break. You can as well add more positions through this experience option, and that goes a long way um building your profile options. So yes, that's very important. You can repeat that same strategy to add other experiences on your platform. And it's also very vital that you add all your experiences, because those are the things that people see once they are trying to get on your network or try to, get on your profile to see how far and your track record of the things that you have done. So yes, that goes a very long way too. So these are all my experiences so far that I've been able to update on LinkedIn, right? So those are all my experiences, and I sure that I was given correct dates of the times that I got on the options and the things that I have been able to do. So yes, my education, like I was talking about in my um profile the other time, I said you should be able to add your educational experience, and that's also a very vital and important aspect of you getting to put your educational experience on LinkedIn, right? Also, you should be able to add your licenses and certifications, right? You want to be able to show people that you are credible, right? Because people like to see what you've done. People like to see the certifications you've had, right? They want to know that this person they are trying to go on the business deal with is someone that they would like to work with, and is someone of a very huge credence and someone of huge credibility, right? So you need to add your certifications and all of the things that you've done, maybe an online course that you've gone through, you should try as much as possible to add all of the certifications on your profile, right? So moving to the next, your volunteering experience. This is why you need to start volunteering for organizations, right? People want to see that you are a person of impact. You're a selfless individual who has, garnered so much experiences volunteering for organizations, because while you're volunteering for organizations, you're also learning so much through the volunteering experiences. So you want to ensure that you are very careful with how you volunteer and you make the best use out of the experience. So it's very important that you add all of your volunteering experiences um, on LinkedIn, right? Quite very important. So yes, we are moving to another interesting part on your LinkedIn profile, right? That's a very vital part of your LinkedIn profile, which is the skill options, right? You want to be able to add all your skills on LinkedIn, because these are the things that people see when they visit your profile, right? They want to see that this individual has the skills that we are looking for and is a person of a very huge value and highly experienced individual. So that's quite very important as to how well you want people to see you and know your capacity to do things as regards the skill that you're trying to put up to people for people to see, right? So let's move on to the recommendation aspect, right? You want to be able to show people that you'll be recommended by the individuals that you are working with, because it's a very important aspect. I've had so many recommendations from people, but I've decided not to add all of them to my profile yet. Why? Because I want to have so many more recommendations from people before I add them to my profile, right? So ensure that after you work with an individual, ensure that you request for recommendations, because these are the things that shows that you are a credible individual. These are the things that shows people that they would like to work with you because they've seen your recommendation from someone and they would like to work with you because of the recommendations. So ensure that on all your works, on all the things that you do, ensure that you seek for recommendations from the people that you work with, because it's very important in building your credibility on LinkedIn, right? And even beyond LinkedIn itself. So yes, those are the basic things about LinkedIn profile. And I would also like to show you how to tailor your search to a particular audience, right? So let's take, for instance, I want to search for CEO, right? I've searched for CEO. I'm trying to show you how to tailor your search to a particular group of audience. So yes, I've searched for CEO. So now what you'll be doing is that I would like to tailor our audience to people in Canada, right? So first you click on people, right? After clicking on people, you click on connections. This first, second, and third connections means that this first means that you are connected with the individual. This second means that you are not connected with the individual, but someone that you know is connected with the individual, right? And this third means there's no one in your network that is connected with the individual, right? So let's click on first and second, right? Is to show result right now. So we are trying to target people in Canada, right? We're trying to target CEOs from Canada. What location? Then we click on Canada. Okay. We are trying to search for people from Canada. Okay, yes. So click on Canada, show results. Yes, so all of our search options has been shown to Canadians, right? All of the options that we search for are people that are working in Canada or they themselves they are Canadians. So this is how to search for people outside the country, people that you like to work with outside the country. You should try as much as possible to follow the same pattern because it helps you to tailor your search and demography to people in a particular environment, right? And I can also tailor this search to people that are working in a particular company. But most times, I advise that you try as much as possible to know the company that people are working on in before you try to search for that particular company, or you're trying to look for an individual that works in an environment in a particular company. You can as well add the location and the current company of the individual right here on LinkedIn. It's really going to help you bring out the individual and probably people that are working in the organization. So that works quite well, and it's a very vital and important aspect of searching for people and getting to meet people in different fields and different locations in the US, in the Canada, and all of that several countries. So yes, you need to be able to create content on LinkedIn because LinkedIn is a content platform and you need to be able to show your prowess by um, ensuring that you create content on the platform, right? You don't need to be pressured about the content that you are creating, right? Because sometimes I had so many people come to me and ask me questions like, what are the kind of contents they need to post? And I've always advised that you post the content that are quite related to the things that you do, right? Because that's very vital and important aspect of your profile because people want to be able to see that the content they are reading is related to the things that they are doing, right? So that's a very vital aspect. And as regards consistency, you need to be able to build a structure around the things that you do on LinkedIn. So take for instance myself, I post Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday regularly, and though I've missed that kind of regimen a couple of times, but the number of times that I have been able to um be very consistent with that regimen, I've seen so much ripple effect of the fact that consistency doesn't have to be every day, right? Consistency can be at your own pace, at the rate at which you see that you like to get so many results. So you don't have to be pressured about being very consistent or posting twice daily or posting 5 times every day. You have to ensure that you are connecting with people and at the same time you are posting content consistently at your home pace because so many people are just very pressured about the fact that so many people are just posting every day, posting twice daily, right? You need to understand what works for you because what works for you might not work for another individual, right? You have to be able to understand what works for you and how best you can be able to milk what works for you to be able to get results. And also, LinkedIn is not an operation platform because I've gotten so many individuals talking about LinkedIn as an operation platform. For me, ever since I got on LinkedIn, I don't think LinkedIn has been an operation platform for me. It has been a platform of inspiration for myself, and I've been able to have so many mindset shifts as regards to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is not an operation platform. LinkedIn is an inspirational platform, right? We need to understand that quite early because that can change our orientation about how we perceive the platform and how we also tell other people about the platform because it's what you think in your mind that you actually execute. So if you are seeing LinkedIn as an operational platform, you tend to run away from the platform and the things that you're supposed to get on the platform, you don't get them. So you should try as much as possible to see the platform as an inspirational platform because it helps you to um, build a very good audience and it helps you to learn from different professionals and have a mindset shift across different sectors. Imagine I'm seeing someone doing very well in my industry now. I should be inspired to see that this person is doing well. So far, this person is an human being. I can be able to do this too. So try as much as possible to date the idea of the fact that LinkedIn is an operation platform. You should be able to know that and tell people that LinkedIn is a platform for inspiration, basically. So that works. And while trying to build a community on LinkedIn, you should be able to um, find a niche because finding a niche can save you from different stress, right? If you don't have a niche, you can just be posting several content around different sectors, which is just an off or a no for me because you might not really get the results you're trying to look for. But once you are specific in a niche, you get to um, put more content, valuable content, very consistently in your niche, which is going to affect people in that niche very positively. So try as much as possible to um, be very consistent and find a niche that people needs help on, because I think there are so many niches that are still being untouched that people need to get on, because if you don't get on those niches, there's practically no individual that are going to work on that niche. So try to find your fourth and get a niche that people would like to be on, and offer value, because value is one of the major things that people chase on the platform, right? If you are not valuable, it's very impossible for people to come chasing after you, right? So you need to understand that aspect quite early enough to understand that people are attached and attracted to value, to people of value. So you want to ensure that you are a person of value. You want to build yourself in aspects that people are not really regular on, and you want to provide value on that aspect because it goes a very long way. So offer value and offer solution to people's problem. That's going to make people attracted to you and drive and gravitate towards you. So yes. So now let's click on this my network option here. This is a place to check for the number of connections you have, the contacts, the followers, the groups, and all of that, as it's a very important and vital aspect of you know connecting with people. So yes, and also if you want to apply for jobs, here is where to apply for jobs. You can apply for as many jobs as possible if there are jobs that piques your interest. So yes. Okay. So um I'd like to also make mention of the fact that um you can do a couple of things that people aren't doing on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is a very broad platform, right? You should be able to understand that there are so many rooms for people to be able to do things on the platform, and you just need to find a niche. That's only the thing. That's the major thing that works for people, right? You need to be able to find a niche and build yourself on that niche and try as much as possible to offer value to people. So that works. So um I believe I've been able to touch a couple of things that people try to find very difficult on LinkedIn, and the major questions that has been a very huge task to people. I think I've been able to answer the questions. So if there are questions, I'll be willing to answer the questions and give answers to all of the things that you want me to do. So thank you very much. Hello, I can't hear you. Sorry.
Sorry. Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you very clearly now.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to start again. I said thanks so much for the session. It was actually a great one. And I love the fact that you went step by step into showing the LinkedIn environment and showing the elements from the headlines you're about to how to make connections and what LinkedIn actually offers. And I love the fact that you said LinkedIn is a platform to pressurize or to make you feel bad or to make you begin to think about how far you've gone in life and things like that, but rather a platform to inspire, to actually learn from others and then strive to be more to work on yourself. Okay, there are actually a few questions here which I would like us to take. Yeah, I know that there are some people here that may think, or let me say, they would just have maybe have not even started LinkedIn at all, or maybe I'm just entering into the university. I don't have any experience. I don't have any volunteering experience, or I don't even really know what I want to really do. I don't know the niche I want to build for myself. What is your advice for this type of people, and how do you think they can actually build their LinkedIn how will I call it, their LinkedIn profile in such a way that they still appear great, and as the more they grow, they actually increase. But what would you advise a person who wants or on LinkedIn but who just wants to start and who does not have these experiences?
All right. Thank you very much for the question. So, when I was trying to start the session, I tried to explain how I started out on LinkedIn, how I really do not have so much time on the platform because I haven't niched down then, right? So, what I was doing then basically was to learn from different professionals. I think every one of us has a path that he or she is treading, and the part can either be in the course you are studying in your institution or a particular skill that you are learning. So that's enough for you to try to search for people in that aspect and try to learn from them. Ensure that you are connecting with people in your professions and people that are doing quite well in that industry. Try to connect with top professionals in that aspect because I think the top inspiration you need is for you to learn from those top people, and you can also ensure that you make yourself available for those people in terms of trying to comment on their post. If you are wanting to connect with them, you can also try as much as possible to show up for them a number of times for them to be able to register your name in their mind. And probably when you are reaching out, it's going to be very much easy to introduce yourself that this is what you are doing, and you like the individual to probably show you some particular aspects that he has gone through in the profession, and probably a few things that you like to learn from him or her. So ensure that you follow people that you want to learn from because that's a very much inspiration on its own, and it gels you to do more, and you get to learn from people's story, and you get to learn from their past experiences, and also not tread on the bad parts that they've tread, and that makes you a success in your own way. So yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. Thank you. And I know that that has helped someone. Okay, so I have another question here. And yeah, the question is that the question is actually about your picture. Now, I really love your LinkedIn picture, your LinkedIn profile picture. It shows that yes, this is actually a good man. This is a man who's focused. This is a person who knows what he's doing. This is a person who has a goal that. Now, what would you advise people who have not gone to the studio to go take pictures and let them know the importance of actually taking profile pictures? I mean, professional pictures rather, and uploading it as their profile picture because it's actually a means to letting people know the type of value they need to offer. What would you advise people who are, let me say, should I say, studio shy, or they are just lackadaisical about pictures? Sometimes I have seen some people's pictures on LinkedIn, and I'm like, wait, do you think you are just here to come and play? Like, just
Hmm.
what would you advise people to do on their pictures?
Okay, so I think at this point, when you are trying to come on LinkedIn, you need to take away the fact that you are picture shy, and I think you need to be very intentional about things on the platform because if you want opportunities, if you want to meet up professionals, you cannot go to meet them with an half-baked profile. You need a solid profile to show that you are a profound individual and a person of value, right? So you have to be able to take that off your head once you are trying to come on LinkedIn because if you want to achieve results, you need to be a fully baked individual who has, given so much work to it. So you need to take away that shy attitude of you don't want to take pictures in the studio or you are finding things very difficult. You need to find options to make things available and try to just go out of your box and try to take good pictures that would, communicate the value of the person that you are. So yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. So please, if you've not entered the studio, go ahead and enter the studio. Take good pictures, and make sure you don't just go to just any studio. Don't go to any regular studio. Go to a studio where you will be take where real good pictures are taken, and then make sure you upload them, or make sure you upload it on your LinkedIn profile, because the way you address is the way you will be addressed. So the way people see you is the same way people will actually address, and people will actually come, or let me say, speak to you. You understand? Okay, so there is another question here. What can you say about the language of LinkedIn? Now, when you are communicating on LinkedIn, or when you are posting on LinkedIn, LinkedIn is different from Instagram. There are some posts, there are some things you can post on Instagram, but you should not post on LinkedIn. Or better still, even if you post the same content on LinkedIn, you would put it, or how will I call it? You would put it, or let me say, you would communicate in a more official language, use more official words. You would have less of jokes, but you have more of straightforward information. So, what can you advise people who just feel like, okay, LinkedIn is also a social media platform and they can post anything? What would you say about the language of LinkedIn and how to actually post relevant content on LinkedIn? And then, yeah, and then the second part of this is, there was a
All
post
right.
I saw.
So yeah, thank you for the question.
Okay. There is, sorry, this is also an addition to the question, so I think we can just take it together. And then the
All right.
person, I think a person posted, the person celebrated her birthday, and then posted on LinkedIn that, okay, she was celebrating her birthday and all that. I think she was doing something, she was celebrating something, either her birthday or maybe a car or something. Then someone commented, and the person was like, wait, when did LinkedIn become Instagram, that we now start celebrating people's birthdays and things like that? Okay, so I would like to know your point on this, and I'm letting people know the type of content you should actually share on LinkedIn, not just any other.
All right. So yes, thank you very much for the question. Um, so where should I start from? Can you please help rephrase the first question again?
Excuse me. The first is, let people
Okay.
know, how will I call it? What is the language of LinkedIn? LinkedIn has a
Okay.
more official language. So how would, I'm just telling you to like advise people to know how they should post on LinkedIn, the type of words they should use. They should use more of like official words instead of just casual words. It's not the same way you would post on Instagram or Facebook that you post on LinkedIn. It is more official. So you are more or less like talking to an official community. So you have to be more precise, go straight to your point. So what is the right content for LinkedIn? What are the things you should post on LinkedIn? Can I just post my day-to-day activities, or I'm just only to post, okay, things about my volunteering activities, my experience, my internship? So what are the contents that should be posted on LinkedIn, and how should they
All
be
right.
communicated?
All right. Thank you very much. So yes, LinkedIn is a professional platform and a serious platform, right? You need to have that in mind right from time when you are trying to get on the platform, because LinkedIn itself is a platform that um, top professionals in Nigeria are, and you expect that things are done in a professional way on the platform too. So, as regards the things that you need to post on the platform, you can document your stories on the platform if you don't have a platform that you are into. People love to hear stories of people, right? Myself, I do so many documentations. If I go for events, I post on the platform, right? If I do some amazing stuff, if I probably get on an organization, if I get on a job, if I get on something, I'll ensure that I tell stories to my audience for them to be able to understand how I've been able to attain that stride. And I'd also try as much as possible to communicate the value we need to them. So you can, if you don't have so much things to post, you can try as much as possible to document your stories, the events you go for, document the certifications you have, ensure that you post about it. Tell them the story behind how you've been able to achieve that, how you went through various rigorous process of acquiring the certification course. So it's very important that you document your stories because people like to hear stories of people, right? And one step at a time, you document how you are growing, the things that you are reading. Take for instance, you read a book today, you can share nuggets on the book to people, like on the platform. People are really very interested in listening to you on the platform, owing to the fact that they also want to learn from different people, right? If you are sharing something of value, people will listen to you on the platform because they feel like you are someone that they need to follow. So ensure that you are sharing um value on the platform, right? Tangible value for people to be able to see that this person is valuable and they would like to consume his or her content. So yes, like I've said, document your stories, the conferences you attend, your experiences in several fields, and the things that you are doing at the moment, right? If you go for social impact projects, ensure that you share the story on how you've been able to help lives through that project. So yes, with that, I think you have enough content to be able to, captivate people that are looking up to you for probably hiring and all of that. So yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I really love the fact that I talked about storytelling, you sharing your experience, what you've been through, what happened, and what's got the story behind it, and how it actually influences people. Thank you so much for that. I think we have a question more on the issue called LinkedIn. Okay, so I think we have two. So the first is, if you want to make connection with the person professionally, you want to connect with the person, maybe
Okay.
you have not I, you have watched the person afar off, you see that you've seen that this is a person who has gone far in his profession, and you want to have an access to the person, maybe to talk, or maybe for an opportunity, or maybe to just start a conversation. I think one can rightfully position himself or herself in communicating well. What are the type of words to use? For instance, if I am to chat you up on LinkedIn, how would they expect me to communicate? I wouldn't just say, okay, hello, what's up, how are you doing? Just say, okay, hello, what's up. Like, that is not the way for me. That's not the right way to communicate to a professional. So on LinkedIn, how can you just give us maybe a phrase or maybe a sentence of how one can actually make right connections, how you can introduce yourself, and then make the right connections, how to get into people's spaces professionally.
All right. So this is also a very sensitive part of LinkedIn because LinkedIn is a networking platform and you need to be able to act how to network with people. So here is how to go about it. First, you need to have studied the individual you're trying to connect with so as not to be stranded when they are trying to ask a couple of information about you or themselves, right? You need to be able to provide a couple of information about them so that they will know that you've been following them for a while or you've gone through their profile, you've read the things that they've done, and um, that you are willing to connect with them. So here's how to go about it. Here's the template to use. Right. Take for instance, I want to connect with someone in my field, like a very top individual in my field. You can start by saying, "Greetings, I'm Oladosun Ajayi. I just went through your profile and I've been following your content for about 3 weeks now, and you've been inspiring me on this platform." Right. That word that you just said first is enough to captivate the individual to continue reading what you are typing, right? So after saying that, you can then continue by saying, these are the things that I do, right? I'm into social impact, I'm into social media development, I'm into content writing, whatever it is that you're doing, name it. And then you can continue to add that you can probably help them in this particular aspect of what you found that they need help on, right? That's you saying you can probably help them with content writing, you can probably help them with social media management because you feel like they are lagging on that aspect of their brand because people want to see that you have a solution for them, right? And if you found an error or the things that you feel like they need to work on, you can identify those pain points because it captivates them well enough to respond to you because they feel like you have their solution and they will just be willing to respond to you automatically. So identify people's pain points when you're trying to connect with them. So you can say that you can help them with social media management because you feel like they are not having so much impressions as you can provide. And you can also pitch the idea of the fact that you can help them times 10 their social media engagements times 10, right? That's enough is enough to, you know, convince them to want to speak to you, right? So after that, you can now end the conversation with I look forward to hearing from you as soon as possible, or um you look forward to having much more conversation around the things that you've mentioned to them. So that works like very, very often, and it's just also an hack to, get into people's network.
Yeah, thank you. I love the one I mentioned when I like colleagues in the introduction. Let me say when you want to chat to person, and then you said that okay, I have followed you for maybe 3 weeks or for a particular number of time, and you inspire me. It's actually important that when you are chatting up with a person, you have followed the person for a while. You're not just coming in and say, okay, I just want to connect with you. No, but the person knows that yes, this person has followed me. This person knows what I am into, and it seems that okay, we have a common ground where we can share. We have common values together. Thank you so much. And the last question, I hope you answered about questions. Okay, so the last
Not at all.
question is, thank you. Last question is, how were you able to grow your followers up to 20, more than 20,000, more than 20,000 please? How did you do it? Was it that, how were you able to grow your followers to that large number?
All right. So I'll be very sincere with you. Sometimes when they ask people their success story and they're just trying to say is God. Yes, God is involved, but you have played your part too. So yes, I think to an extent I've been very consistent in my own pace. Like I've explained about consistency quite early enough. I've been consistent in my pace and I've found a niche and I've found a problem to solve because people want to relate much more with problem solvers. They want to see that you have a solution to their problems. And that's very important to identify quite early enough. I identified that there are no many students on LinkedIn, and you know, now at the moment now we have platforms and structures for students on LinkedIn, and we have so much and very massive number of students on LinkedIn right now at the moment. So you need to be able to find a problem to solve before you become someone that um, people follow. So I think I just found a problem to solve and I helped so many people, and I've gotten so many good results from the individual that I have helped, and it has been so much ripple effects of the efforts that we've been playing, and people have been so inspired to come on the platform just seeing your profile alone, and that's enough to impact individuals, right? I was talking to someone yesterday and she was just sharing to me how that I have inspired her unknowing to me that um she opened a LinkedIn account just because she saw my profile. So we want to be able to create systems for people to see that the dream is very possible. Like it is very, very possible. Anything is possible. So I feel like I've explained, I have been able to find a problem to solve, and through that, people have been able to follow me consistently on the platform. So yes, thank you very much.
Well, I thank you so much for that. Thank you. And this just buttresses what you said earlier on about added value, added impact. When you are a person of value, then people would want to come towards you, or people would want to follow you. People would only want to follow a person who they know that yes, they can actually get a thing from people they know that has stuff in their brain, and people they know that yes, this person is actually working towards their goal and this person is advancing. Those are the type of people you want to follow. So make sure you find a problem to solve, and everything is just gonna be fine. Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for this session.
Yeah.
I
My
think about this
pleasure.
question myself. You're a nurse. You are a nursing student, and you are also into okay. You are into leadership. You're into personal development. You are into you're also an ambassador. Now, how did you strike that balance as a professional and as a nursing student? Because I know that yes, the medicine school, or let me say medical school, is not being in quotes, okay? It's not too
Yeah.
easy like that, and it's not a place where you have that luxury of time, okay? So I'd like to know how you were able to manage your time or what strategies you actually put in place that actually helped you to balance these things together and is actually keeping you going on this journey.
All right. So thank you very much. The thing that I have been able to do over time is the fact that I just try to time myself, and I have a strategy that and structures that I use to run my life, because I think if you don't have the systems that are running, there are going to be a lot of things that would go awry, and you might just see that you are missing on so many things, right? So I've been able to create a structure around myself, right? There is something we call to-do lists, and those are one of the things that has really helped me, because I try to pattern my life after a model, because each day I have a specific number of things that I would like to do, and that's enough is enough to that alone is enough to have a structured day for yourself. And you tend to have an organized life when you have um a thing you are running according to. So I feel like I've just built different structures around myself that has really helped my productivity across different sectors, and I've been able to balance a couple of things together too. So yeah, I think I've answered your question.
So thank you. Can you hear redefine things, and you've come again to the issue of effective time management and you just building up a structure for yourself that helps you to express yourself within the 24 hours that God has given you or that God has given us rather. Okay, and I really love the fact that you are an organized person who has been able to okay strike the balance between academics and social impact, and that is so great, so great, so great. Thanks so much
Yeah.
for this session. It's been an amazing time. I would like please do also follow Dr. on LinkedIn. If you are yet to follow him on LinkedIn, you are very very wrong. So do also follow him on LinkedIn as Ola Dr. Ajayi, if I'm not wrong, and then on his Instagram page too. I think you have an Instagram page. Okay, and I think I would like to know if any other person has a question. But I think I've taken unnecessary questions for now. And it's actually been a very amazing time. Thanks so much for the time you have for us, despite all the all the issues that happened and what is presently happening in the country. And yes, on behalf of the Redefined Teens and Youth Group and the founder, Mrs. Bjorn Odubike, we say a very big thank you for facilitating us on LinkedIn optimization. And I know that everyone who has participated and will also watch this training will definitely go and optimize their LinkedIn profiles to actually begin to show the world what they are made of and begin to get opportunities from this platform. Thank you so much. Tomorrow we would have our last training, and that is on the continuation of our training on business and personal branding, which we didn't conclude. So that'll be last one tomorrow, and we will be done with our skills conference. It's been an amazing time coming, and I'm actually so glad. I am so happy. We've gone through um social media management, we've gone through graphics design, gone through video editing, gone through LinkedIn optimization now, and we've also gone through business and personal branding. And it's just been an amazing time. Please do well to ensure that you put these things into practice because that's the most important thing. Don't just watch and go. LinkedIn will not update itself. It will not post itself. You need to put in the work and you'll definitely see the rewards. See you at the top and see you tomorrow. Do have a great night and bye.